these fights, like I expected Hamzat to run through his opponent, and Makhachev for that matter. But did you take, some people maybe didn't. I did. But did you take anything away from those?
Well, I think it goes back to what I was saying right before Michael left us. This is the Russian invasion, and both those guys, when you looked at them, I mean, look, one of them was what? Smiling at Dana White. And, credit to the Chinese fighter. He didn't go out he tried, he did his best. But the level, and this is very ironic because Asia is the fatherland of all martial arts. The Chinese fighters and Japanese fighters do not do as well on the world scene. And it's difficult to find a reason for that. This guy was tough as nails, but, look, he ran into the Russians who are, like I said, making that invasion. And wow, what an impressive display. And as far as Islam goes, wow, yeah, Khabib was right. I mean, it was a left hook, a double leg, and then they do that Sambo crawl up the body. I love that. I wish I could imitate that. And he threw on a Kimura. When people put Kimuras on me now, I know enough about leverage and body weight where I can generally refuse it. And I think most pro fighters can, but how powerful are those guys? Just ripped his arm practically off.
Yeah, the one thing I think in the early days, right, was the wrestlers weren't technical grapplers in the submission sense. But I think now we're seeing that. Like Hamzat looks very advanced on the ground as far as his grappling goes, his jiu-jitsu, or
wait, didn't Islam say outright, he goes, look, I'm not a Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy. I'm talking about grappling in MMA or something like that.
Yeah, they're very advanced. Very natural. And like you were saying, all these guys are coming in. It's going to be hard for the UFC to avoid having a bunch of champions from these regions, because who's going to beat some of these guys,
Well, I mean, Todd, we talked about that too. I mean, the UFC can avoid it if they match the way they want, right? You can always
so long. Because they tried to put Islam for a long time, right?
Yeah, I don't know what they do with that guy. Yeah. They'd have to put him against a heavyweight or something.
That's what I mean. You can only avoid it for so long. The best guy's going to rise up there sooner or later, and it seems like they're going to finally let him contend for a title. But
Todd, let me say this. I used to feel the same way, and you'd like to feel the same way because it's the guy who beats the guy who beats the guy. But, if you throw up